Hola, bon dia, alegria. Munson here with the Good Morning Portugal show live stream and podcast. And let's start, shall we, with that Bon Dia Daily, a little bit of news, weather, language, culture, and well-being. How are you doing? Do let me know in the chat if you will. And if you want to send anything in to me, do that via WhatsApp on 913 590 303. Look at this, T-Duck, member for 22 months. Bon dia, alegria, Gump, as you say, and Anna's already in as well this morning. Bon dia, todos, from the Algarve, I take it. And Jackie too. See you tonight, Jackie, for Munson and the Geezer. Oh, let me just quickly mention this before we get into more news and weather and a little bit of language, culture, and well-being. Tonight on Munson and the Geezer, we are looking at our favorite Portugal YouTubers, our top three. It's not an easy choice to make, and there are all sorts of criteria, but a great idea there from the Portugueser. And so we'll be doing that tonight at 7 o'clock. And also, if you join us at 8:30 as well, we've got an interesting Portugal club conversation with a chap from the UK called Chris Rattenbury, where we're asking the question, what's going on in the UK at the moment? That's at 8:30. Anyway, let's get started with that news on the Bon Dia Daily here. And I need to see if it works this morning. If we can bring to you a shared screen. Wasn't so easy in the Firefox browser yesterday. I think we've managed to make it work on Chrome this morning. How about that? Yes! Wonderful. Yeah, very good. Excellent stuff. Let me bring it onto the screen for you and pick up where we left off yesterday morning. This is the news on the front page, a lighter-hearted look at some of the news that's going on in Portugal. We were talking about Braille Wonder Bras yesterday. That's not an actual piece of news. That was just something that entered my febrile imagination whilst I was writing this piece for the Portugal Resident, which is, the currently published piece in the Portugal Resident at the moment. And we talked yesterday about the news of the USB-C cable or port, really, actually, all of the new kit that's being made by European EU decree must have a USB-C charging port on it. The universal serial bus is what the USB, that's what we got to yesterday, wasn't it? The USB, which stands for Universal Serial Bus, and not utterly stupid anything that many of us often scream as we're trying to insert it the right way up. And let's move on then from technology to Tupperware this morning. Yes, Tupperware. Who used to take their packed lunch to school in Tupperware? I know I did. And I remember actually having when my mum and dad had a pub in Bristol in the UK. My mum made me a shandy in a Tupperware cup. It was blue, as I recall, not unlike the blue background that you're seeing in front of you there. And it had a little, of course, a snappy top on it. I think during the school trip, the shandy that she made from real beer, yes, it was the 70s, and I took a shandy of real beer on a school trip, and that was started to shake in the overhead rack of the this is all coming back to me now. It started to shake and fizz, and eventually blew the top of its of the Tupperware container, drenching the child below, who smelt for the rest of the trip of shandy. I don't know if shandy, is shandy an American thing as well? Like, but beer and lemonade anyway. A panache, you might call it here in Portugal. Not only that, but it mixed up with my egg mayonnaise sandwiches that were also part of my packed lunch. It's pretty unholy stink, I have to say. Anyway, from technology to Tupperware, whose Portuguese operation in Constância, this is not great news for those who work there. It's closing its doors, the Portuguese Tupperware factory, closing its doors after 45 years. That may lead to the loss of around 200 jobs. The plastic pot parent company in the United States, Party Products, is what they're called. They filed for bankruptcy. So the parent company is going down. Well, it's going to be left in the back of the proverbial kitchen cupboard, isn't it? Metaphorically speaking, no lids to be seen. They will eventually turn up in the same part of the universe as the odd socks. They filed for bankruptcy in autumn of 24, and they managed to create something of a survival package, but sadly that didn't include the Portugal operation. This surprised some business analysts who thought their business was airtight. And returning to underwear, it was hoped that the Tupperware bra might save the company. This, a garment that didn't lift, separate, or support, but promised to keep what you got nice and fresh, was not to be. On a serious note, though, I sincerely hope that the folks who were employed by Tupperware over there in Constancia can find meaningful employment elsewhere. And I'm sure with 200 people working there, that would be a lot of um, additional jobs, knock-on jobs connected to that bit of industry up there in Constancia. The government have been asked to step in and help them with that. And finally, then, on this particular news sweep that you can read in the Portugal Resident this week, yes, that makes me feel more newsy, saying, and finally, I read in the Palm Beach Post that automotive entrepreneur, car dealer, John Arrigo has been nominated by the US president-elect, who, like Tupperware, was once white but is now orange. It writes itself, doesn't it? Is the next US ambassador to Portugal. That will be John Arrigo, the 60-year-old VP of Arrigo Automotive Group, who lives in Jupiter, not on Jupiter. Although I'm guessing if he sticks close to Donald, he'll get access to Elon as well, and maybe end up in Jupiter, on the Jupiter, as well as living in Jupiter in Florida. He should be in post by the end of this month, and is noted for his business acumen and golf skills. Trump said of Arrigo, I've known John for a long time. He will do an incredible job for our country, and he'll always put America first. Thank you. He replaces Randy. It's like having him in the room, wasn't it? He replaces Randy Levine and is well known in West Palm Beach for his and his brother's comical car commercials. I think we need to research those car commercials by John Arrigo, the new American ambassador to Portugal, and give him a spin on the Good Morning Portugal show. Maybe he'll join us. It's unknown what connection, if any, John Arrigo has with Portugal, added the Post, but no one, I'm guessing, will be surprised to spot him golfing in the Algarve, coming up with some snappy suggestion for toll roads if he's an automotive entrepreneur. Although I think a lot of the toll roads have been relaxed, haven't they? Or the prices have been cut, or they've been suspended anyway. He may have a view on that. And I imagine as well, as a car dealer from Florida, he'll also help us see the funny side of car prices in Portugal. Anyway, boa sorte in your new job, John. Maybe we'll see you on the show one of these days. Reading this from the homepage of Good Morning Portugal, where you can help yourself with a lot of offers and deals and specials and affiliate connections there, which helps us at the same time as well. We'll move on to the weather in just a moment, after we've had a little bit of a chat with everybody who's joined us this morning. Antonio Barbosa with us. Bon dia, happy Tuesday. He'll be joining us at 8:40 when he'll be fresh from the gym. And at a slightly new time, his 20-minute slot starts at 8:40 this morning, and Antonio Barbosa will be giving us a look at the new year from a Tony Time perspective, a Tony Time POV of what he thinks is in store for Portugal for 2025. Dan also in this morning. Good morning to you, Dan. Dan Thompson, bon dia. Starting an hour earlier makes me feel like daylight saving stuff. Is this working? I'm enjoying it. It really is very different to me when I can take the dogs out and when I finish the breakfast show. For me, it is like having an extra hour in the day. So I'm enjoying it. I hope you're finding it useful too. Bom dia, Portugal, from João Ernesto de Norte, who'll be joining us at around 8:20 as well. And John shared with us yesterday his experience of trigeminal neuropathy, and he'll be telling us a little bit about that this morning. As well, I hope about his Christmas trip, his festive trip over to Germany this year, which of course is a great thing to do. If you live in Portugal, you can pop to various parts of the continent here. John did exactly that. John and Pam did that over the Christmas, and we'll have a little chat about popping to Germany for those traditional German. It escapes me now. I did study German. I can't remember. Is it Frohe Weihnachten? I think is a happy Christmas. Sounds quite threatening, doesn't it? But I think that is happy Christmas in German. Everything sounds threatening in German, doesn't it? I know what Portugal is facing this year. I haven't got that jingle yet. We might need this one when you arrive here, though, Jackie. I know what, or some of this. No, not that one. Sorry, definitely not that one. I'm just getting, as you can probably tell, getting used to the new jingle pad here. How about some of this for you, Jackie, when you arrive? Yes, Jackie's here, everybody. There you go. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Jackie. T-Duck responding to the Tupperware there. We use paper bags. Tupperware was for the rich kids. Wow. It was an investment, though, wasn't it? Because it did last many years. If you could keep the... That's what they never really nailed, was it? Is maybe now in the time of tracking chips, is you could put a tracking chip. They failed to pick up on that innovation of finding a way, maybe a smart Tupperware, where you can locate the lid for your respective the main body part of the Tupperware, having its maybe it beeps, remember like car keys used to do, when it can locate its lid using smart technology. Anyway, not to be here in Portugal. Bon dia from Bob and Viv, comfortable in the house with the work. Oh, well done. Those healing vibes worked, didn't they? That we were sending you from our new show on New Reality TV. Two talented and persistent technicians brought the dead back to life. Wow. Do they confine that to boilers or any domestic goods there, Bob and Viv? I'm really glad to hear that you're warm because it is a pretty cold time of year. Talking of which, let's have a look at that weather, shall we? The all-new weather page. Oh, a couple of bits of domestic news as well, because you can see here that the weather page are supported and sponsored by Spartan FX here, foreign exchange as it should be. Bobby O'Reilly, head that. Welcome to the Good Morning Portugal show. Taking a little bit of a break from sponsorship of the show. And I do thank you, Bobby, for everything you've done and your support of the show. And we look forward to speaking to you soon and finding out what's going on at Herdad de Meia and all your amazing projects that you're involved with, Bobby. So looking forward to seeing you on the screen soon. And another bit of community for Andy and for Lola. There's a parabéns for you two. Hold on, where is it? Everything's been moved around since we've rejigged the studio here. One of these for Andy Klein and Lola up there in Aveiro. For you, Andy and Lola. 2 years in Portugal. Love to celebrate those milestones with you. So if you've got one like that, yeah, T-Duck, 22 months, a member of our YouTube channel. And Andy and Lola, 2 years in Portugal. So congratulations to you too. It absolutely flies by, doesn't it, the time here in Portugal? Others of you, other Gumpers, might like to say how long you've been here in the chat. Joao Ernesto and Antonio Barbosa again. I thought Tony was having some Tony time in the gym. He might be back early, or he might have been winding me up about going to the gym. Can't wait. Had enough leaving boat with broker and just leaving. Wow. We'll come back for visa interview and HP Sauce. Maybe it's the new Silk Road, isn't it? The trade trail back to the UK, and you can get us pork pies and HP Sauce and that sort of stuff. PG Tips, thank you, Jackie. Yeah, give me a shout before you come back and forth to see what you can haul over here to Portugal. Bob and Viv from Jackie, I wish I had a working boiler. Brand new one, been condemned by the manufacturers a couple of days before Christmas. Oh, that's terrible. Sorry to hear that, Jackie. Yeah, I'm sure you can't wait. Maybe you'll join us this evening with Chris Rattenbury, Jackie. He's also fed up with the UK and heading towards Portugal. We'll be having a chat to him about that at 8:30 this evening at the Portugal Club. Let me take that great big banner off the screen there and have a look at this weather before we welcome John. And a quick bit of language and culture news, and of course a bit of well-being information and inspiration as well. The Bon Dia Daily, little bit of news. Where is that? I don't remember. Oh yeah, here we go. It's on twice. There you go. That's right. The Bon Dia Daily. That's what we're doing. The first part of Good Morning Portugal. 20 minutes of news, weather, language, culture, and well-being. So let's take a look at that weather now. It's I think it's fair to say rainy. Although, look at this. A few clouds in Lisbon at the moment. A high of 16 today, currently 9 degrees. And looking forward. If you're a duck, of course, looking forward to more rain tomorrow and Friday. And the high at the weekend of 20. So temperatures rising for the weekend, although still looking a little bit soggy in the capital. In Porto, it is 10 degrees at the moment with a high of 14. and a very rainy looking week up there. 12 degrees currently in Porto. Coimbra, 9 degrees currently, overcast with clouds there. A low of 8 and a high of 14. Faro, look at this. Well done. Of our 300 days of sunshine that we know happens here in Portugal, whether the Portuguese likes it or not. With a lovely clear sky and a sunny day with a high of 16 and a low of 9 in Faro. And Braga on these key points. That's what, when we do the weather in the morning, we look at these key points. And I can do you your weather in your district by request, because there are, of course, 18 districts here in Portugal. Aveiro, Bragança, Beja, Castelo Branco, Évora, Guarda, Leiria, Porto Alegre, Santarém, Setúbal, Viana do Castelo, and Villarreal and Viseu, as well as the autonomous regions of the Açores and Madeira. If you want any of those by request, do let me know. We will finish today on the weather with Faro, which will have a high of 16 and a sunny day, low of 9, which it is currently, and a bit of rain returning tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and a kind of cloudy but warm, very mild weekend ahead in the Algarve of 21 and 20-degree highs of centigrade, that is, just to be clear, for the weekend. So there you go. That's your Spartan FX weather. Check it out. Get a free account with Spartan FX by clicking on that link on our website there. Excellent. Right. Wanted to talk to you in our language and culture bit of the Bom Dia Daily about the 7 best apps to help you learn Portuguese. Let me bring those onto the screen.